I'd like to begin by first welcoming two very special guests. The Governor of the great state of Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Bruce Rauner. And the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Illinois, the Honorable Evelyn Sanguinetti. We'd also like to welcome the following distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all are recognized. The former United States Representative of Illinois, District 12, the Honorable Jerry Costello. You guys gotta listen to me now. State Representative, Illinois House District 115, the Honorable Terry Bryan. The Board Chairman, St. Clair County, the Honorable Mark Kern. The Mayor, City of Belleville, the Honorable Mark Eckert. The Mayor, City of Fairview Heights, the Honorable Mark Kopsky. The Mayor, City of Swansea, the Honorable Ken Miller. The Mayor, City of O'Fallon, the Honorable Gary Graham and his wife Lucia. The Mayor, City of Troy, the Honorable Alan Adamite and his wife Susan. The Mayor, Village of Freeburg, the Honorable Seth Spicer and his wife Elaine. The Mayor, City of Carlisle, the Honorable Mike Burton. The Mayor, Village of Smithton, the Honorable Raymond Klein and his wife Mary. The Mayor, Village of Washington Park, the Honorable Ann Rogers. The Mayor, Village of St. Jacob, the Honorable Rich Schieffer and his wife Gladys. And the Mayor, City of Alton, the Honorable Brant Walker. In addition, we'd like to welcome all elected officials, congressional staffers, general officers, community leaders, senior leaders, chiefs, servicemen and women, military retirees, and friends and families of Scott Air Force Base. Thank you all for joining us today. We're here to celebrate we're here to celebrate a century of service, not just of an installation, but of an institution. One that has cultivated a Medal of Honor winner, the first Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, 2 Air Force Chiefs of Staff, and the current Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Not to mention an entire combatant command, United States Transportation Command, one of only 9 such organizations in the Department of Defense, reporting directly to the Secretary of Defense. Scott is also home to 30 other mission partners, including Air Mobility Command, 18th Air Force, Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, the 618th Air Operations Center, and Defense Information Systems Agency, as well as 4 total force wings: the 375th Air Mobility Wing, the 932nd Airlift Wing, the 126th Air Refueling Wing, and the 635th Supply Chain Operations Wing, just to name a few. Beginning as a pilot training base in World War I and transitioning to a lighter-than-air station during the interwar years, ultimately becoming the nation's premier communications school during World War II, Scott Air Force Base has borne witness to the birth of the Air Force, has ushered in the modern jet age, and ultimately transformed and developed into the nation's premier transportation and cyber hub, cultivating a century of excellence that continues to this very day. 624 acres, originally farmed by 7 families to feed a region, transformed over 100 years to protect a nation. And just like those families up until the summer of 1917 that worked tirelessly to cultivate the soil upon which this base was built, so too have the generations of proud Americans that have followed, continuously sowing the seeds of innovation that have grown into an installation and community without compare. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Laura Lenderman.
Sorry. here we go. Thank you so much for being here today, everyone. We're so grateful for all the folks that came out on this cold day, but it's such a warm environment here, and it's all due to you. Special thank you to Governor Rauner, Lieutenant Governor Sanguinetti, all of our elected officials that are here, Honorable Costello, Mr. Costello, you're here somewhere, general officers, community leaders, chiefs, family members, and all of Team Scott. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a momentous year in Scott's history, and we are so grateful to share it with all of you as we begin this year-long celebration of our 100 years of service. But today is so much more than a chance for us to look back on our past. Today reminds us that our history of innovation, communication, and excellence is alive and well here at Scott, in our community, in the great state of Illinois, and across our nation. And today is also an opportunity for all of us to say thank you. Thank you to those that came before us. Thank you to all of you that are serving here at Scott today. Thank you to our wonderful families and friends and community partners who enable us to serve our great nation and accomplish our mission around the world. We would not have been able to do what we do for the past 100 years or for the next 100 years without all of your support. And we especially want to thank our state leaders who are here today. Lieutenant Governor Sanguinelli, thank you so much. You've been a tireless champion of veterans and the interests of Scott Air Force Base. She's visited our base several times. We meet with her regularly. We talk about our challenges. We talk about our shared opportunities. And most importantly, we look forward to the future. Thank you for all your support. And especially thank you to Governor Rauner. Thank you so much, sir. Our governor has been a long champion of servicemen and women and their families, creating and supporting programs to employ, recognize, and provide services for our veterans. He's also focused on retirement investments for our first responders, our teachers, and other Illinois state workers. His passion is education, and together with his wife Diana, they've devoted countless amounts of personal time and resources to improving education throughout our wonderful state. Governor Rauner is a native of Illinois and a proud father of 6 children, and we couldn't be happier to have him here today. Sir, the floor is yours. Thank you.
This is a great day. Celebrate Scott Air Force Base. Let's hear it from one of the great homes of defense of freedom anywhere in America. Go Scott! Go Scott! Great day to kick off a year of celebration, 100th birthday party for the great Scott Field, now Scott Air Force Base. Now let me say something. On behalf of Evelyn Sanguinetti, my partner in helping improve the future for the people of Illinois, on behalf of my wife Diana and my 6 kids, my family, every one of you in this room, every service member, every man and woman in uniform, every veteran here today and across the state of Illinois and around the world, thank you, God bless you, you are our heroes. It's an honor for us to work for you. We in America, we, the United States of America, are the greatest nation on earth because of your service. We are the world's beacon of freedom, democracy, hope, and justice because of your service, your patriotism, and your sacrifice. God bless you. We owe you an incredible debt of gratitude, and Evelyn and I are committed to helping you provide your service in the best possible way for the defense of freedom here at Scott Air Force Base. And when you choose to retire and come to civilian life, we are dedicated to making sure that you, your family, your children have a great future and a high quality of life so you can enjoy the fruits of your work to defend the freedom and democracy here in America. It's an honor for us to work for you, and it's an honor for us to be here to celebrate your home. This is a home of freedom, the defense of freedom, and this is a home of economic opportunity, innovation, and technology for the people of Illinois. I love coming here. I've been here many times the last 4 years. I look forward to coming back many times. I want Scott Air Force Base to expand. I want to increase its capability, and I want to continue to be a wonderful base, home, protection of our freedom, and economic opportunity and enhancement and innovation and technology for the future. Thank you all. God bless you. Appreciate it. Now, we're doing an official proclamation. I think I'm going to go. I'm now 60 years old and I need reading glasses, so this is a challenge. But I'm gonna try to read this in print that's big enough. So we're doing a formal proclamation on behalf of the people of Illinois. We're making 2017 the official year of Scott Air Force Base. So let's hear it. 2017, year of Scott Air Force Base. In 2017, Scott Air Force Base celebrates its centennial birthday, providing a century of unparalleled service to the nation and to the state of Illinois. Scott Air Force Base began as a pilot training platform where early aviators transformed aircraft into flying hospitals, which were the forerunners of today's aeromedical evacuation system. After World War I, it served as lighter than an air station, flying dirigibles and utilizing balloons for atmospheric experimentation. By World War II, Scott Air Force Base transformed into a radio communications training and operations center, known as the eyes and ears of the Army Air Forces, with a long and illustrious history that laid the foundation for today's Air Force mission to fly, fight, and win in air, space, and cyberspace. The birth of an independent United States Air Force on September 18, 1947, redesignated Scott Field as Scott Air Force Base as the mission grew to enable rapid global mobility in support of combat and humanitarian relief operations around the world. Scott Air Force Base remains a treasured military asset, directly employing 13,000 active duty, reserve, National Guard, and government service civilian members, along with Department of Defense contractors who contribute to a regional economic impact of $3.5 billion annually. Therefore, I, Bruce Rauner, on behalf of the people of Illinois, do hereby proclaim 2017 as the year of Scott Air Force Base in the state of Illinois, and congratulate the greater Scott communities who have supported the military and civilian employees and their families during the past century of service. We thank them for protecting our freedom. We thank you, and selflessly dedicate, you have selflessly dedicated your lives to serving our nation and the great state of Illinois. Thank you, God bless you. Let's celebrate 2017. Year of Scott Air Force Base.
The Southwestern Illinois Council of Mayors, led by Mayor Mark Eckert, the President of the Council, will now present a message of congratulations to the Scott Air Force Base community. Mayor Eckert, the stage is yours.
I just want to say it's indeed an honor and a privilege to stand before you here today. On behalf of all the other mayors that were announced and all the mayors who serve Southwestern Illinois, I guess I picked a good time to volunteer, raise my hand to serve as the president, because this is an extremely great memory. I'm going to have to go back and look at those pictures from 30 years ago, my wedding gown here. My father-in-law was a commander in the Navy, and he was so excited about Rita and I to have opportunity to have our wedding reception at the Officers Club, which was the former Officers Club here. But that was quite a thrill and quite an honor. So we do have many memories here at Scott. I was honored to ask to put together a letter with some thoughts from the area mayors. So I addressed this to dear Colonel Linderman. On behalf of the Southwestern Illinois Council of Mayors, I congratulate you on your centennial celebration. Scott Air Force Base has been a cornerstone of America's defense and today oversees major transportation and airlift operations for our service members, whether for national defense, peacekeeping, or for humanitarian operations. Our servicemen and women forego comfort, face hardships, confront danger, and sometimes give their life in our defense. And they have well earned our unwavering support. The men and women who serve at Scott Air Force Base are our family. and we are invested in their well-beings as they are in ours. Scott Air Force Base is an extremely vital part of our community. Our military men and women integrate into our daily lives as part of our neighborhoods, churches, and schools. It's no wonder why Scott Air Force Base was awarded the prestige for outstanding community support and named the best base to live for airmen by the Air Force Times in 2014. We have enjoyed a long and robust friendship and partnership through the years and wish to congratulate the military and civilian employees, past and present leaders, and families who have contributed to our local cities, who volunteer in our schools, and for thousands of projects and organizations that are proud to be a part of the team, and we wish you all an extremely happy 100th anniversary birthday. Thank you very much. I know I speak on behalf of all the mayors. The relationships that we have, each city is unique, but the relationships that we have built over 100 years with Scott Air Force Base are extremely special. Colonel Linderman and I have a chance to speak together probably once a month or more, and she knows that we're all there to help you as you are to help us. It's an honor to stand here today on behalf of the mayors. As a father of an Army soldier, a surgeon in the Army, I just take my hat off to every one of you men and women in service in uniform who put it out there for us day in and day out. I thank you so much on behalf of all the cities, and thank you for letting me be a part of this today.
Thank you, Mayor Eckert and the Southwestern Illinois Council of Mayors for your kind words, heartfelt appreciation, and tremendous support to the men and women of Scott Air Force Base. This letter will also be prominently displayed in the Wing Headquarters building for all to enjoy. I will now share a congratulatory letter from the Air Force Chief of Staff, General Dave Goldfein. Scott Airmen, community partners, families, and friends. 229 years ago, our founding fathers signed their name to the United States Constitution. And for the past century, Scott Airmen signed their names to history, supporting and defending our nation's most fundamental principles. Today, you serve in the contrails of air power elites, aviation pioneers like Corporal Frank Scott, and airlift giants like General Tunner and General Cassidy. Nearly everything about the American way of war has changed in the last 10 decades, except one. There's no bridge too far for Scott Air Force Base. On behalf of your 660,000 brothers and sisters in blue, happy 100th anniversary. Now we'd like to turn your attention once again to the screens to hear a few more congratulatory messages from our senior Air Force leaders.
I had the privilege to live and work at Scott Air Force Base for more than 2 years. I know firsthand what Team Scott accomplishes every day to answer our nation's call. Our enlisted force is well represented by the base's namesake, Corporal Frank Scott, the first enlisted man to lose his life in an air accident. Naming the base in his honor is a lasting tribute to all who have lost their lives in the early years of military aviation, which required guts and an uncommon bravery. Our airmen today display the same dedication, courage, and uncommon bravery. Thank you for your legacy of service and for honoring the sacrifices and achievements of those who have gone before us. Enjoy your centennial celebration, and congratulations on 100 years of service.
I have had the unique privilege of commanding several organizations on Scott Air Force Base throughout the years. From commanding the then 375th Airlift Wing in 2002 to its parent headquarters, the 18th Air Force, and then Air Mobility Command, and now U.S. Transportation Command. Evelyn and I are so humbled to have been a part of the amazing history. It's been marvelous to see the changes and improvements at Scott Air Force Base. There's a lot happening here, and who would have known so many years ago during the humble beginnings at Scott Field that today our base would be a hub for global land, sea, and air transportation, and cyberspace operations. Committed citizens and dedicated leaders at every level have ensured Scott Air Force Base not only survived, but thrive, and will continue to do so for the next 100 years. 2017 is a year to celebrate. 100 years of Scott Air Force Base, 70 years for our United States Air Force, 25 years as Air Mobility Command, and of course 30 years with U.S. Transportation Command. So, from us to you, happy 100th birthday, Scott Air Force Base.
Mobility airmen have called Scott Air Force Base home since we flew the first air medical evacuation sortie right here on August 24th, 1918. Less than 1 year after the first flight at Scott Field. In 1957, Scott Air Force Base officially became home to the Military Air Transport Service, followed by Military Airlift Command. And this year we celebrate Air Mobility Command's 25th year at Scott. Today we are the lead command for air medical evacuation, as well as airlift, air refueling, and global en route mobility support. Together, our total force team provides critical capabilities to all 9 combatant commanders at every corner of the globe, 365 days a year. The Air Force Chief of Staff, General Dave Goldfein, has called mobility the lifeblood of the Joint Force, and we are proud to pump that lifeblood from America's heartland. Thank you to our communities, families, and friends for partnering with us for 100 years. Happy birthday, Scott Air Force Base.
For each of you to help us celebrate a century of service by partaking in the unveiling of our Centennial display. All right. Come on up, everybody. All right, I'm going to need a little help from the band. I'm going to need a little help from the crowd. We're going to do a countdown, rather a count up. We're going to count up to 100. I'm not going to do it by ones. It's going to take a while. There's a lot of food and drink back there to get to. So we'll do it by tens, all right? So you've all got noisemakers. When we get to 100, let's make some noise once unveiled. Okay? All right, so I'll start us off. Band, can you help me out?